Next, we're going to do our life safety figure eight or life safety rescue knots based on the figure eight. Okay, and before I get into the actual knot tying, I'm going to give a little explanation as to why these are important and why we call them the life safety knots. All right, and it all has to do with the strength of the rope. So a 13 millimeter life safety rope is rated in its pull strength, in its tensile strength, it's rated for 9,000 pounds shock load. Okay, when you think about a rescuer and a victim and a Stokes basket, whatever, hanging off that rope, 9,000 pounds is a lot of strength. All right, but now if we take that rope and we put it on a bight, we fold it in half, 180 degrees, and we wrap that around some anchor point, or we even wrap it around a carabiner that's on our harness. Okay, now that becomes a tight bight, and we're pulling on a point called the point load. And as soon as we point load the rope, the strength of that rope is cut in half. So now that bight is only worth 4,500 pounds shock load. So we've cut the strength of the rope in half. All right, so with the 3-2-2 figure eights, we're able to have 2 loops on the bight that we can loop into our carabiner, and therefore gaining back our full 9,000 pound shock load strength. All right, so we're going to start this knot by creating a bight. So we're going to dangle out a tail, 3.5 feet long, something like that. Grab the bight with our right hand, and we're going to scoop both cords, both threads. We're going to scoop with our left hand, palm up. All right, and make the OK sign. Now, just like all our other figure eights, we're going to loop 3 fingers, and we're going to lay it out horizontal and pinch it with our 3 fingers out underneath. Now we're going to take our tailing end, our bight end, we're going to loop a second time. This time though, it's different from a regular figure eight. So regular figure eight, we wrap tight and we keep it tight back here behind the loop and pinch it. This time it's different. We're going to wrap our 3 fingers and we're going to lay it across the hole, across the top of the hole here. And now we're going to move our thumb and forefinger up here, and we're going to pinch those 2 threads on top of the hole. That's the key to this knot. Okay, now that that's been done, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to go through our bight. We're going to come up the bottom of our hole here, and then 2 threads that we're pinching, we're going to grab those 2 threads up underneath that hole. So if you can see, I've reached up through there, I've hooked those 2 threads with my finger, and I'm holding on to them there with my right hand. Okay, now I'm going to pull my left hand out, and I'm left with that knot there in my right hand. I'm still hooked to those 2 threads. Okay, now this loop that's around my wrist, I'm going to pull that down all the way to the bottom, and then I grab my running end of my tail at the same time and grab those, all while holding on to them 2 threads with my right finger here. And now I'm going to pull with my right finger, and I'm going to dress out that knot. So I'm going to pull that figure eight through, dress it out really nice. All right, and there we are. I've got 3, 2, and 2 in my life safety knot. Now, one more time, I'm going to do it quickly. This one is one of the most important life safety knots you can know, so this one's critical. I scoop with my left hand. I wrap 3, lay it horizontal. I wrap 3 and cross my hole and pinch it. My hand goes through the bight. I grab those 2, pull them, flip it over, and hold on to it with my right hand. This top loop around my wrist comes all the way down. Grab my tail and my running end, and I dress it out. 3-2-2 on a bight.